And when we feel sick, we're almost ashamed that we're sick. We're constantly told to hide the flaws, show the perfect.
Hello and welcome. You're with RuleBreaker. We're breaking the rules. And what rules are we breaking? That women come last. Sakshi, welcome to RuleBreaker.
Thank you so much.
I always start by asking, what rules did you break?
I break rules all the time. I've always been a notorious child, then a teenager, then an adult. And obviously breaking too many rules in the fashion industry as we speak. I hated the stereotype. I hated being put in a box because I don't fit into any kind of boxes. I'm too loud for being a girl. I'm too out there. I'm too opinionated. I'm too controversial for a lot of people. But I'm also super kind. I'm also super loving. So it was just like, where do I find? I'm also feminine, but I'm also masculine. So I never fit into a box. So I wanted to defy that at pretty much every stage of my life.
Why are you controversial?
Because, sometimes I say the truth and people are not used to hearing the truth all the time. But I try to say it in a way that they understand it. So I almost talk to people in a childlike capacity so that they understand where I'm coming from. Some people call it controversial. I tend to call it speaking from the heart.
Let's double click on what truth makes people uncomfortable.
Essentially, when I talk about their insecurities, and I always want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with everybody all the time. So I'm like, let's get real, even in conversations, even in places. So I go to a lot of these foo-foo events where people just tend to, chit-chat.
That's it.
Yeah, chit-chat for the heck of it. And there I am, talking to people about, show me your real self. I don't want to see this outside exterior that you're showing to other people. I can see you. I can look people into their eyes and I can see who they are. And sometimes, they open up about their insecurities, or I open up about my own things, and that tends to flare up certain conversations. And then they just realize, it makes them uncomfortable at first, but then they just realize, oh wow, Sakshi's great. This has been a great conversation, the highlight of their night.
Yeah. I'm always curious, what are the insecurities of the world that you are in, and what are the insecurities that Sakshi deals with?
I think people just try to be too perfect. I think that's something that I think bothers me a lot. The idea of perfection is just so strong in people's head. They want to be, at the best, at the top, all the time. They don't want to show people that they're dealing with anxiety or stress or depression, or they're going through something in life, or they're dealing with a certain insecurity. They just want to show people that this is the best life that there is, and you want to be, you want to live my life. That's all that people try to show. This goes for a lot of people that I meet. So I just feel okay, calm down, settle down. We don't have to be the most perfect versions of ourselves all the time. It's exhausting trying to be somebody else, and I think it's boring more than anything else. Sometimes when I'm having a panic attack, I post a story, it's one of those things because it's been generational for me. I'm so happy and chirpy on my pages. I don't want people to think that that's all there is to my life. There are so many other things that just sort of came to me. For example, anxiety is something that my nanny struggled with. Then my mom massively struggled with. My sister even bigger. It sort of kept increasing through generations, and I unfortunately have also had a gene for it. So I'm cut it out. I want to see the real parts of yourself, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to connect with you, and if I can't connect with you, what's the point?
Yeah. So I keep wondering, people get disconnected with the perfection that influencers like yourself portray? And the reason I say that do you think twice before you put up a picture where you're not looking like the Kodak moment?
No, absolutely not. I actually encourage people to post. You can clearly see myself. I didn't even check my face in the mirror, and that's me most of the time. You believe me, I don't dress for people. I dress to express myself, and if on the days that I don't feel like it, I just don't do it. And that's exactly what I try to show on my social media as well. Another thing that I made very, very specific, and that's something that people don't know. For all of my wedding pictures, I specifically asked the cinematographers, the photographers, not to skin correct my face or to Photoshop my face in any capacity. I wanted people to see that, you know, my face with acne, with like bumps and texture, even as a bride, like I don't have to be the most perfect bride. Just because I'm getting married. I'm getting married to marry the love of my life, not to fit into your idea of, you know, the perfect someone.
Yeah. What scares Sakshi about the world that she operates in currently? This world is short-lived, right? How long can you be an influencer? It can't be all through your life.
See, I just want to do enough work that people remember me for the rest of their life. Like, I want to change the world as we know it, at least, even if it is the smallest world in my world. I want to change that and leave an impact. And I truly feel that legends don't like become irrelevant ever in life, right? So even if you stop doing what you do 10 years down the line, I'm always going to talk about inclusivity as passionately as I'm doing right now, because that's something that's my life goal. Like, that's something that I was literally, I came here for this. I was born into this. I was given this platform, this responsibility for a reason. I'm never going to like turn my eye against it, and I'm never going to promote anything which disrupts all my life's doing. But if social media goes away, I'm going to start something else, and I'll get into another venture that can also help people in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would ever say that Sakshi Sindwani is ever going to become irrelevant in anything.
So, you know, of course, we've heard so many people say, but perhaps the most iconic guy who says this often is that I'm going to die the day there are not 1,000 people outside my house at Mannat. That's Shah Rukh Khan. Do you get that feeling that, oh my God, if I don't get validation on social media, that is it. This is the starting of my anxiety story.
I'm not going to lie, it does feel like that sometimes when you see that the followers are not increasing at the level that it was, or the likes are not up, or like certain posts don't perform. It does like hit you a little harder than it should. And I think it's just a part of being human, because you validate it all the time. It's almost like somebody's injecting like this energy into you all the time, and without this energy, you just feel like a little hollow. And I know for a fact that it's going to happen very soon for me, because so many people engaged, like millions and millions of people engaged during the wedding process. And when I go back to my regular, functioning and regular broadcasting, they might not be as interested as they were during the wedding. That would hit me, and I know, and I'm aware of the fact, but I also know that I have a great support system, that tomorrow if I feel down about something, at least I have somebody to talk to and like release my emotions.
Who's that? When you say support system, do they know that they are the support system and social media doesn't work?
They absolutely do. I think I have a lot of friends, real friends outside of social media, who don't care about who Sakshi Sindwani is on the platform. And I think they are the people who know who I am as a person. I am not this like extroverted, overly happy, bubbly, chirpy person only. That's definitely something which is so real about me. But there's so much more. There's somebody who is a true entrepreneur, who's a true businesswoman. I am very focused when I'm working. I don't smile a lot when I'm working, which is so hard to believe, because people think that I'm smiling all the time. And these are the people who constantly support me. My husband now, my parents, they have been the biggest backbone of my entire life.
So you said your husband is a real man of the real world.
Yes.
As opposed to the social man of the social world.
He's also the social man of the social world. So I think the best part is he's a man with no ego, and I don't think that people make men like that anymore. It's also because we've evolved together. We've been together for 13 years. It's surprising to me that we've evolved and we've changed so much, but like that one foundation, that one core thing that remains the same is what we feel for each other. And that's not just like that lusty love. It's just that it's almost like I almost don't want to say it, it's almost like the love that you feel for your parents, right? Or your siblings. It's that pure a love. It's friendship at the core of it all. And I think that's why we're able to support each other in the best of the ways.
So let's talk about one of the things that happens for women is that whenever they get down to social media, invariably the conversation drifts towards how perfect somebody looks. Or when they get together, all that they do is discuss weight.
Weight. Oh my God, I hate it. I hate it in every possible way. This is something that I struggle with so much because Punjabi families are obsessed with talking about weight and talking about, oh my God, how many calories. They're going to be eating chole bhature while discussing the next intermittent fasting they're going to be going at. Like, it's ridiculous that our families operate like that, and it took me a long time to change those conversations. Now, what I slyly do, I know that I can't change everybody's mindset. I just walk out of the room, like, as simply as I can put it. I don't try to, like, I can change myself. I don't have to be in a terrible situation and listen to people's thoughts and intake their energy just because I'm related to you. Like, I would rather move myself out of the situation.
Yeah, but why are women obsessed with weight?
It's honestly so many things. It's to do with how we've been brought up. It's to do with patriarchy. It's to do with the world, the beauty standards. It's the fact that when we were just 16 years old, we were slut shamed. So we're constantly conscious about our bodies all the time, and we think if we're not perfect, then people will not be attracted to us. And the idea of I have to have a man, otherwise my life goal is not fulfilled. And I have to attract a certain energy, and a lot of men don't feel like that. I know that some men do. I don't want to generalize it, but I don't know why women feel like they're insufficient if they have brains and not the beauty. So they constantly are fixated on the fact that I have to be the most perfect version of myself, otherwise I'm nothing.
Women judge themselves through the eyes of men.
Yeah.
Why?
I think because we don't believe that we're loved and we're enough at the core of it all. And also, we're not told very much that you are enough when we're growing up. We're told that you have to be fairer, you have to be thinner or bigger, or you have to have a certain chest size and a certain butt size, but also have a smaller waist, but also have no acne at all, but have no texture at all. If you have texture, put on that powder, put on that foundation. We're constantly told to hide the flaws, show the perfect. So we almost feel like, okay, so we have no self-esteem. We have nothing to sort of count ourselves for. So we constantly feel like we have to be perfect for the... Also, we feel that men have so many women to choose from, and we have to sort of catch the eye of the person so we find the right guy. As opposed to, can the right guy find me because I'm perfect? We just constantly feel like there are very less men, which is not the case at all.
Yeah.
And we almost need to be perfect for them so that...
Yeah. So, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because I've always struggled with understanding that when women are, let's say, even if they're getting a blow dry at a parlor, they're just having these conversations. And I said, any idea what you guys, think about investments, think about what's next in the career, think about what's the next skill you want to talk about, but none of those conversations, those conversations are boring. Why are those conversations boring?
Because we're trained like that. Also because I think women are, of course, different. They think about different things. They're more sensitive, they're more emotional. And they don't think they're good enough. Unfortunately, a lot of women do see that they're not good enough, and these conversations come from a point of, oh, if I talk about finance and I say something wrong, then I'm stupid. So they would rather not have a conversation. For example, for the longest time, I never spoke about anything related to my belief system, spirituality, politics, anything, finances, because I thought if I spoke about money and I said something wrong, or somebody would show me an eye, I would never be able to speak about it. And that was my insecurity, which a lot of women unfortunately also feel.
Yeah.
So if you're not the smartest in the group, we're not smart at all, which is the worst.
Or the perceived smartest in the group. Does Sakshi love money?
More than you know it.
I love that.
I love money to the point that I was so upset today morning because of a financial issue. Not a financial, like a deal didn't go through. And it upsets me more than it upsets anything in the world. I love business so much. I was grown up in a business family and I was the first of my kind to have made the amount of money that my family had never seen. So I come from a space that if I don't make money, the future generations of the Sindwani family will not be able to realize that women can do it all. I honestly, I owe it to all the future generations that are about to come. They need to see that there was a person, that aunt, that bua that existed who did it all, but also had a great personal life, could do it all.
That's amazing. Tell me more about how you think about going about business, and also it's one thing to come from a business family. A large number of women do from Punjabi families, but they're often told, girls don't talk about money.
Mm-hmm. And so was I, honestly. Nobody took me seriously when I started it. I honestly think because only men were supposed to do business, right? In my family, that's what everybody was told. That, okay, you do the safer job. It's not that I wasn't encouraged to work, but do the safer thing. Don't talk about like investment and putting all your money in something and then helping it grow, or stocks. Oh my God, like do not talk about all of those things. Stock market is something that the girls do not talk about. And I wanted to challenge it all because I'm a rule breaker. The first thing you asked me. I'm so glad that more than anything, like my father helped me and encouraged me to continue those conversations. And I think I was able to build that relationship. I don't think I had a very healthy relationship with my father, which is so, it might be so shocking to so many people, because what they see online is this really loving, caring father who loves his daughter immensely, supports her. But I didn't have that relationship growing up. I had a relationship where he was constantly picking on my weight because he was really concerned about how big I was going to get, or how many grades I was going to get. Like, he was worried about all of those things. So I always thought like my father genuinely dislikes me as a person. But when I started earning the money and when I started being independent, he really saw that everything that I stand for and everything that I believed in, I could actually monetize it. And I was without any support. It's not nepotism. I'm not coming from money at all. I'm not coming from this kind of money, and I'm not coming from media. So for me to like be a self-made woman, and I gained respect in his eyes, and then I could sit with him on a table and think like him, and he would see me as an equal in terms of mind. That was important to me.
Having gone through that journey, what's the one thing you'd like to change about your mom's life?
It's already changing, frankly speaking, because I feel so empowered. She feels empowered through me, and she's able to, I've never seen my mom saying no for something that she feels, highly uncomfortable in. She says no all the time now. If she feels like, okay, I don't want to take in, your bad day or how you're speaking to me, she's going to say no. She's feeling empowered. She talks about business to me all the time. It has never happened in my life. I've never seen my sister, who is 8 years elder to me, go through these kind of conversations with mom at all. She's very involved in my side of the business, which is amazing. She wants to travel. She wants to go out with her girls. She always thought she was so stuck with family and responsibility, and she could never do all of these things that she had it in herself. And I'm so happy she's able to do all of this and more.
Yeah, and break that cycle. That's amazing. So I'm going to shift from what is the second big issue around women outside of money, is health. What's that? Who looks after oneself? We come last. But other than all of that, we don't even know where to start when it comes to our health. We don't know who to ask the questions, what questions to ask. Why and how have you navigated that?
There are two answers to this. One is an emotional answer, that why do we come last when it comes to taking care of our health? Because we feel responsible to fix others all the time. That if we don't fix them, they're not going to fix themselves. So obviously we come last at any given scenario. And when we feel sick, we're almost ashamed that we're sick. So we don't ask for help, and we don't honestly expect help. And I think the fact of it all is that we're constantly, we feel so low about ourselves, and specifically, housemakers, they just almost feel like, but I'm not providing to the family, right? So like, how can I confidently take a day off or do self-care or take an hour off for myself when I'm actually not actively providing to, but they're doing everything. That's the mindset of it all.
Yeah.
And I've seen my mother go through that, where we just like, we feel so ashamed to take like that 1 hour off for fitness. They almost felt guilty that they went, like my mother went for a 1 hour yoga class because, oh, what if I miss doing something for Sakshi, or what if my husband needs me, or what if I have to cook something? I can't do that for myself. And I think that's the mentality that needs to change. And any which ways, please owe yourself an hour and a half, 2 hours minimum of every single day for anything that you want to do without having the guilt of it.
Yeah. So who spoke about periods to you for the first time?
My mom did, my mother and my sister, because I was really terrified that I was bleeding out of my vagina. That was like, what was going on? And yeah, they gave me a pad and they helped me very nicely. And period conversation was something that we openly had in our family. And that's something that I respect my father for a lot. Because when I told him I'm having a stomachache, he would ask me, are you on your periods? And then I realized, okay, it's okay to talk about periods with my father.
Yeah. So you didn't know before it happened?
I did know, but I didn't know what it feels like or looks like really. So the first time is definitely such an experience, and it can be such a traumatizing experience for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, it wasn't, because both the strongest women of my family were next to me.
So today the dialogue of around women's health has gone not just from awareness, but also this entire access to the knowledge that we are getting into 30s, 40s, 50s, there's perimenopause, there are mood swings, there's menopause, all of that will eventually hit us, right? Do you get scared about traversing those life stages?
I'm not scared at all. I love aging, and I really truly hope that media takes responsibility to show aging in a more pretty light and a more beautiful, as we call it, light. Because people need to stop thinking when you grow older you become wiser, life gets better. Honestly, as I'm approaching 30, my life is so much better in every capacity when I was approaching 20s. So I think I'm more stable, I'm more secure as a person, and I'm not crying all the time. I was so insecure and I was so sad when I was 19, 20 years old. I had no self-esteem, I had no backbone really. And today I feel just so secure in myself, and I know that whatever future holds, at least I'll not forget this feeling.
Yeah. Health, mental health, closely linked. How often do you break down when it comes to your mental health? Given the space you are in, as we were discussing, there's a great deal of dopamine shots through the day. You get fewer likes and it makes you swing through your moods. Talk to us about the realistic journey with mental health.
Like I said, mental health for me has been generational. I've just struggled with it pretty much all my life. I now have the terms for it. I now have the vocabulary to say that, honestly, I've had a panic attack. It was so unexplainable that why is my heart hurting so much? Or why am I crying without reason? Or why do I feel like I'm literally going to die or pass out? And now I have the vocabulary, okay? That feels like a panic attack. I've had 3 this year, 3. One was because of the wedding stress. So people don't know that. It's a lot. And the 2 times one of the 3 times I was in Mumbai. I had anchored for a award show. It went horribly bad. I came back in my room. I never experienced a disrespect like that ever in my life. And I didn't deserve it. This definitely triggered it, but I came back to my room and I knew I would cry about it, but I didn't know that it would just flare up every single insecurity that I've ever dealt with and sort of flashing in front of my eyes. And that was deeply painful because I was all alone. But what I've realized is that I'm also stronger than I think I am, because I'm able to navigate these situations all by myself. and I would, and I'm not egoistic to not ask for help. You know, like if I need help, I'm going to ask for it.
Yeah.
And I asked for it the third time this year.
Are you scared of being alone?
No. Not alone, lonely I'm scared of. I don't want to be lonely ever in life because I've always been around love and people so much, and I'm a people's person through and through. But alone, no. I love my company. I'm very secure in myself. I actually like being alone a lot of the times. So it's
great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This was so good.